Thank you. What's up, Eustace?
Hey.
How are you, buddy?
Very good. Very good.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
Turn on the comments here. We'll give it a few minutes. I know people were pretty excited about this, and just to hear how the project has went, and get your take on everything.
Cool.
After bringing this car back, after how many years has it been?
About 40 years.
About 40 years?
No, is it 30 or 40? So it would have been 98. It's like 40, almost 40, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
Let's
awesome.
just call it. Let me think. If it's 98, 2008, 18, like 20 something years, 20.
Okay. All right.
27, somewhere. I don't know.
20 something years. Well, that's
30,
awesome.
37, 30, whatever.
Right.
A long time. But I think 40's close. 40's close. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it's pretty awesome to bring something back after all these years.
Yeah, and I say 40 because we started with the chain version, and before we had the belt, and we maybe even had a cable version of it. We did actually. We had the cable version. So we had a lot of different versions until it got to where it is now. So that would definitely, if we're going to go from the beginning of the project, that would definitely push it into the 40-year.
Yeah. What was the first time do you remember when the first time the Legends car was raced? The Legend car, the 410 was raced?
No. We were going to different events, nationals and local events with the belt version before we finally went to the Worlds, which the release that we have now on this kit, the Legend kit, is as close. It would have been the kit that we would have released if we had kept going with the project, where we moved the slipper from the back to the front. We made some improvements on the spindle and carrier assembly and on the drives. We made some improvements on the rear jack shaft and transmission for the rear self-assembly. I think what's new now is the kit comes with a template that allows you to drill the holes and to clearance out the tower and the bulkhead. That technology didn't exist then. That would have probably have been a stamp part or maybe even a G10 part. But we were able to 3D print those, and they came out perfect.
Nice.
So,
nice.
And it's not a structural. It's just part something used in the assembly.
Yeah. Yeah, I know there were people back in the day making templates and different things out of different stuff to finish the kits with. But it's nice to have it, with 3D printing and all that, just to be able to pop something on there to make it easier.
Yeah. We've acquired a 3D printer from Matt because he had it for a while, and we borrowed it. So it's basically we've taken it over.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of projects planned for this year that we're going to be 3D printing before a lot of prototype parts, and just constantly working on development. We're going to continue to develop the X410 right now. How funny time! Yeah. We're going to continue to develop the 410 as the same way we would have, 30 something years ago. The difference is we don't have a race team, and we're not planning on developing a race team.
Right.
So I will be working with it. Brandon will be working with it. We'll be working together. And I think keeping it centralized and focused with the factory, I think we're going to do a really good job of giving people exactly what they want. Because the main thing that we do at MIP is we listen to the customers.
Yeah.
So when they're talking about, improvements or things that could be better, we're on it.
Sweet. So those that don't know, they're just joining in. We are live with Eustace Moore, the founder and the boss man at MIP. You know, I've known Eustace since I've been 12 years old.
Oh goodness.
And he still looks as young now as he did back then. So
thank you.
I was sitting here thinking the other day is like, it's been a long time. And to see you still doing this, you know, when I came back in the RC and saw that you were still, you know, the business was still doing well and thriving, and, you know, it filled my heart. And, you know, it was awesome to see. And, you know, getting to see you a few times and reminisce, and I'm sure we'll hang out in Vegas again this year.
Yeah.
Like we did last year. But you got a lot of people that are going to be running these kits, you know, a lot of racers. I just seen Adam Rails comment, you know, which is an associated driver that will be in Vegas and did really well last year. You know, look at there. Chris Alec is on. I know he's in Vegas this year.
Yeah, too. He and I have been in touch these last few months.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
I know y'all worked closely together back in the day as well on certain things, didn't you?
Yeah, we worked on some projects together for sure. Yeah. Everything was a long time ago, but for me, it kind of feels like yesterday in some respects.
Yeah,
everything is still the same. I mean, we're doing what we do. The only difference is we've just, you know, really taken hold of modern technology and equipment manufacturing processes, and, you know, best practices for design and, you know, software. So I mean, it's the same company, just in current times.
Yeah. So doing this project, Eustace, did it bring back some old memories and, you know, reminisce things? What were kind of your thoughts going into all this? You know, I know.
Well, we had the original car that was in the ad. I kept that car. It's fully assembled, complete. And we also had I had my personal 410 that we ran at the Worlds. And like I said, we got back from the Worlds, we retired the project. So all this stuff's just been sitting around in a box. Actually, the red chassis car has been sitting in our display case for the last, you know, 30-something years or whatever. But I kept some of the original bits and pieces that we started with as we progressed with the project. So just definitely brought back a lot of memories of how we did it then, how we're doing it now, having the crew that I have now, you know, with Brandon and, you know, Conrado and Rico, you know, the guys in the shop, you know, there's Aaron and Gustavo, and then, you know, Yolanda in packaging, and Carmen. You know, everybody's really played a role. You know, Aiden's one of the new guys on the team. You know, he's been helping out. So all of us are just working together. And then we have Dalton that's, you know, working with us on all of our, you know, promotion and advertisement stuff and web stuff and all of our different sales channels. And he's in Florida. He's in Arizona. So it's a 10-person company, and everyone's been, you know, part of what we're doing.
Oh.
It's been it's been amazing, you know, and that, and with the newer equipment and software, and, you know, a little bit more knowledge of material science and just how to make things. Yeah. We had to remake all the injection molding tooling that we had from back in the day, because, you know, 30-something years ago, it's like, oh, we're never going to need this again. So off it went. And yeah, I kind of remember when I got rid of all that stuff, or when we actually disassembled it and turned it into other tooling. I was like, oh, we're never going to need these again. And we had to remake everything. But when we did it, we did it better. Definitely.
Yeah, a lot of people thought you still had the old molds. I'm like, I don't think he has the old molds anymore.
No, the wheel mold was redone. All of the other plastic parts in there. The spindle and carriers were machined. They're not injection molded.
Right.
So we had to develop, you know, a process, you know, for that, and do some testing and some tweaking, and, you know, a lot of different iterations until we got exactly what we wanted. But the last version of the car, those parts were machined. So I said, you know what? If this were then, I probably was going to machine them then rather than injection mold them.
Right.
Because the material that we were using, and the fact that, you know, we were always making changes on the spindle and carrier assemblies as wheels changed, And as, maybe if the arms change and, drives change. So, it always gave us a little more flexibility. Molded parts, we have less flexibility because that's it, it's done. But with machine parts, we can, continue to make changes and tweaks and improvements over time. So we kept,
front end
we did it with the spirit of, is as if it were back then. Like the wheel is a 2-piece wheel. So a lot of people are going to get that and go, whoa, what's going on with this? Well, the original wheel is a 1-piece wheel. We were going to make it a 2-piece wheel, but the project stopped. So now it's a 2-piece wheel. You actually have to glue the 2 pieces together and then go ahead and mount your tire. No one's ever done anything like that, But in the time, that is, as far as us being able to afford to produce the tooling in-house, that's what we had to do. We had to simplify it, but actually still get the same results. So we did. We just, brought it forward to today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what on the car is machined versus molded, Eustace? What on the car is machined versus molded? So
the spindle and carriers are machined.
Okay.
The front gearbox, steering assembly, the guide system for the belt, the rear guide for the belt, those are all injection molded. Those are all in one tool, and then the wheels are injection molded. All the other parts are machined. The gear that's in the back transmission, the gears that are in the front transmission, those are all machined. The DDS system, the little cage for the rollers, those are machined.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's one of the things that machining gives us, which 3D printing kind of, I guess, gives us in today's world, but without the awesome materials that we have access to, is it just gives us the ability to be able to do things quickly. Most of the time that we spent getting this to market was finishing up and testing and proving all of the injection molding tooling. It's only 2 molds, but still just that process of getting them done, getting everything fitted, getting everything right. It's a process that takes a while. Working with an outside vendor, for the tool, for the injection molding, getting material, getting it dry, getting it tested, getting it proven, getting it, for dies, where we use dies for the wheels, just all that stuff just takes time. So it was a mix of the way we did things back in the day, where it always allowed us to be very, very fast because we did everything in house, as well as, mixing together, just working with some new outside companies, because the vendors that we had then, they're all gone.
Right.
The belt came from a different U.S. belt manufacturer, that, the other one that we had back in the day doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I've heard the belts have been kind of hard to come by. So
yeah. Well, what we have now, I mean, technically it's a standard belt. So when it comes to belts, manufacturers of belts, they actually make them, they're as much as 2 feet wide, and they're just done in a big giant mold, or it's a big giant round mold, and it's just all done as one big belt, and then they slit it and make it into little belts.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, so you can make them any size you want. So the amount of teeth that are there, that was the tough part, finding just the right length belt. But we did. There's a lot of research, a lot of, because we try to do everything U.S. based. Yep. That's the other thing that we do in projects. We try to keep everything U.S. based. So we have vendors that are, more reliable, and also supporting, our local vendors, or, just vendors throughout the country. We work with vendors all over.
So Robbie asked, are the front hubs made of Delrin?
No, they're nylon.
They're nylon. Okay.
Yeah. Delrin, they would have probably looked a little nicer because it finishes nicer, but they wouldn't have been as strong.
Right.
Or as reliable or as durable. So when we did the original prototypes back in the day, I worked a lot with nylon, some with Delrin, like the gears are Delrin because they're perfect for gears. But but for structural parts, Delrin, it can do the job, but it's just not as impact resistant as nylon is. So
gotcha. Yeah. So I know you've been doing a lot of testing as well. You've been out. I know you've been out the track, and I mean, I know you started. I mean, you started testing a little before the race March in Indiana.
Yeah.
And I know you continued after that, and then took a car to Vegas. but it seems like every time I talk to you, you're out testing or doing something, or going to test or.
Yeah, it's an excuse to get some track time, man. So I look like an amateur out there on the track. But at the same time, I'm learning more about the car and about the setup because again, I stopped. We stopped way back in the day. So when it comes to the setup, just trying some different things. Getting the gearing right, learning how to mount tires again. And also dealing with that. That's just different than what it was back in the day. But mostly the suspension. I have some work that we're starting to do on the little. We're working with the small bore shocks, not the bigger shocks.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, we didn't have those big shocks.
Right.
That we have now. We have the smaller shocks. So I'm really focused on that. So the spring combination and just getting the the performance of the shock, to really do the job in today's world. Fortunately, the jumps aren't going to be hopefully they're not going to be too horrendous at this event.
Yeah. I don't think so. You said the word shocks. I bet there's people going to come on and say, man, can you bring back the MIP shock bodies?
I thought about making the hard bodies again, but Associated does have although it may not be Teflon coated, they do have a hard anodized for the little small bore shocks.
Yeah.
They do have that. And what we try to do is we try to do things that don't exist. We're not trying to redo the same thing. We're trying to do something that's not there.
Yeah.
Or if manufacturers are having problems, sourcing, what they need to get things done. So there's gaps. We try to fill those gaps.
Yeah. I think the big gap right now is springs for the small bore shocks.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
not a lot.
The springs that are on my car are ones I literally had in my box and in my spring collection from way back then.
Yeah. That's what everybody's kind of doing.
The standard springs that come with the car, I have used them. They're a bit soft, or they're okay for some. They'll probably be good for Vegas because it's gonna be a lot rougher there.
Yeah.
But for some of the tracks where we're using the slicks, they definitely, they were definitely too soft. But a lot of times when I make springs, I'll take an existing spring, stretch it, cut it, and just make it into what I want to get the characteristics before we actually have our spring guy, wind springs for us. But we're not planning on making springs.
But
you never know. You never know.
You never know.
If there's a need and and people are having problems getting what they want, then again, that's what we're here for.
Right. Was there a funnest part of this project that you had, Eustace? Or was it one of them ones where you were cussing us the whole time?
No, the most fun was just working with the team.
Okay.
Working with everybody at MIP just to get it done. For them, it was all new. But for me, it was like, I've been there, done that. I've already been through this. So just watching them go through what I went through years ago as the molds were being made and as the new machine parts are being done. It was interesting and exciting. And there's some really neat parts in that kit. Really neat parts. There's a little tiny left-hand screw that's used on the rear jack shaft, which is left-hand thread. And we said, well, we could buy one. And they said, no, let's try to find one. We couldn't really find one, so we made one. And the equipment that we have now just allows us to do and produce parts like that. I mean, just within a matter of a day. So it was just fun working with everybody, and just getting this done. And it did take a while, and that was deliberate because financing this, we're busy working on just keeping the doors open, doing what we're doing every day. We didn't want this to ruin our financial situation, because these projects, they cost a few pennies, but I think people are really going to like it. The modern DDS system is even better than the original DDS that I did back in the day. The material that we use for this are better. The way that we did the cage assembly is better. It's just really, really neat. I mean, it's and also the DDS is something that no one ever produced anything like this in our industry. That small with that much capability for the torque output that these cars have, that was consistent and reliable. So it's really neat.
I know a lot of people have asked about what stealths this works with. I know this was designed around the newer team car.
Yeah.
But this will work with the older stealths and stuff as well, right? Really, the only difference is the bearing on the shaft versus in the case, from the new to the old.
Yeah, this is definitely for the RC10, that gear ratio, that stealth transmission. It wouldn't be for the newer stealths, which I don't even know if they. No, well, the ones they did for the truck maybe were different. I don't know if they ever did one with a different ratio or a larger diff after the RC10. I think after that they went to totally different, totally new transmissions specifically for those purpose-built cars. Yeah, but the stealth that they have for the RC10, that particular diff assembly and top shaft assembly, slipper assembly, and everything is what's used for this particular project.
Okay. I know that there's been some people with the newer cars, and I know you built yours straight off of an RC10 team car, correct?
Yeah.
And have you had any issues with like chassis, or feel the chassis need more support or any of that type of stuff?
No, it's interesting because we actually had braces prototyped. I never ran them. Actually, I had them when I went to the race last year before Vegas, whatever race that was. I'm trying to think what it was, but we had I never used them because they weren't necessary. The way the system is designed, the way that it captures the belt, the way that it captures the drive assembly, and with the front slipper on it, it never exceeds the torque limit that's really needed where the belt can slip.
Okay.
Or skip. A lot of people say skip or slip. So having the chassis rigid specifically for that reason wasn't necessary. The belt's not going to skip. It's not going to slip. Just because the way the system is designed, the way the guide system is designed, the way the roller is designed, and the direction that it's going in. Yeah. So it's the way it's pulling through as opposed to pushing through, which means it'll be going the other way for like a 3-gear transmission assembly. Those run the opposite direction. This one runs forward rather than reverse. That makes a big difference on the way that it feeds itself through and the way that it actually receives the power and the torque and everything. So yeah, it's been good, no problems. Yeah. And it was that even back in the day. We never had any issues with the belts.
Okay. Yeah. So you haven't seen any chassis tweaking or anything like that, or any concerns with the chassis on the car?
No, the belt is not. I mean, if you hit something hard enough, yeah, you're definitely going to tweak the chassis. The chassis, these newer chassis they're just not as hard as the ones were back in the day. I don't know what the T reading is on them, but the ones back in the day, they were either a little bit thicker, so maybe a little bit heavier gauge with a higher T rating, and they were automatically stiffer. But the newer one for the new team car that you see, like in the picture of the gold chassis, it's been fine. No problems at all.
All right.
And there's no braces in my car. Zero. It's just the servo, the battery assembly and the speed control, and that's it.
Of course, there's a lot of people putting, great comments and how thankful they are you did this. And I can tell you as a community that we truly are. I mean, there's been some people in the background talking about the pricing and, how they can almost get a whole kit from there. But, we're trying to educate.
Of this do not work out if you just look at, well, I can get a 4-wheel drive RC10, but that isn't what this was about.
Yeah.
It's priced so that we can afford to do it and to make it worthwhile, which is the other reason why it's not available at wholesale. It's not discounted. It's not available for discount. It has to be sold at that price until we reach a certain number to have made this project worthwhile. We cannot afford to do this and not be a profitable venture. We just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, if anybody knows me, especially as a business person, as far as the work that I do and as far as what's kept MIP going all these years, is because we are definitely a company that is there to make money. We have to. We have huge commitments with equipment and our building and our 401k and our employees, our medical program, and just everything. We have 9 families besides myself that depend on MIP. So I make sure to make an effort that we're doing things that are going to make it worth their while. I mean, that's just has to be that way. So.
Yes, we are. That what I was saying is we are very, very appreciative. And we're trying to. There's some educating going on behind the background, Eustace, because a lot of people, they weren't around when this kit first came out, and they weren't, they just don't know the history. So we're trying to
and
educate
that's
them
kind of
about
interesting to me. When I have been speaking down to the track and running a little bit these last few months, and I had a few people coming to me and say, "Yeah, I'm going to get one of the new kits. Looks like it's going to be pretty cool." And it's either my dad or my granddad told me about this. I'm like, "Oh my god, what did they tell you?" It's just it's interesting because it isn't the specific people that knew about it back in the day. That's why I guess maybe that's why it's called the legend, even from back then. Is it just kind of has a following, and just people that still recognize what was done back then today, even though they weren't around then.
Right.
I don't know. I don't even know if there are videos or anything that's going to really exhibit what the 410 was. I mean, I have a clear memory of everything. When we were developing this project, it was absolutely amazing. Our biggest issue back in the day was power. I mean, in those days, when you put your car down and you ran 5 minutes, you didn't take a lap.
Yeah.
There was nothing extra there. And the fact that we had a belt drive car with more moving parts and just the entire arrangement of that vehicle, it used a lot more power than all the other purpose-built four-wheel drive cars. And now, the power is not an issue. You have enough power for 3 races in one charge. So, well, I'm exaggerating.
I knew this question was going to come up. Would this work on the factory team RC10?
If it is a stealth transmission,
yeah,
with the tub chassis and the long arms, then it should fit, because the nose plate, as long as it has that original nose plate style, that original stealth style, and then the wider front arms, those are the 3 main components. Everything else is, it's kind of either a given or, what you have to have to build this. I think
the only real difference.
The gold chassis is available in black. It's available in green. I think I've seen it in blue from Associated. I mean, they may even have a powder coated version now and again that they've done. I'm not sure. The graphite chassis, no, because it is a specific length and the nose plate's not separate.
Yeah.
Because this car is about a 1/4 inch longer than the 2-wheel drive version in order to get the steering to fit up there. When you look at it, you don't see it. It looks like everything is the same, but it's not.
Here's a good one we can answer. If you're asking questions and if it hasn't been addressed already, what are the advantages of the MIP over, say, the Team AE? Is it the front slipper and no belt tooth jumping?
Unfortunately, I guess, I don't know anything about that car. I mean, we did look at a kit when they first came out, but I didn't really dig into it because for me, it was something totally different from what we're doing. I think I'm, of course, biased, so I'm only going to say, the car itself or the kit itself to convert an RC10 is an amazing assembly. I don't know how I would compare it to anything else.
Yeah.
I think once we get to Vegas and we see the cars on the track, that's where we'll see the difference. I think a lot of people also are probably going to build the 410s with the larger shocks as opposed to the smaller shocks, because the performance difference is in their selection of springs and everything, kind of makes that a given. I will be running the smaller or the original shocks, the original 12mm shocks that we have tweaked a little bit to bring them into the modern age, just slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, that was weird. I don't know what I just did there.
What?
Your screen went blue for some reason.
Well, I'm here.
I'm a rookie. If y'all don't see behind me, there is nothing. I'm in the middle of packing my RC room, if I was to turn this camera around, you would probably see all these boxes down the middle of my room and go, "Oh my God, you got issues, dude."
Yeah, I can't see you because the live timer is in front of you.
Yeah, I need to. Oh, is it?
I don't know how to move it.
It's blocking my face. It's probably a good thing.
Oh, there's something. There we go.
All right.
Something
I think we're better now. So we've talked about, I guess, why now, Eustace, is a good question to answer.
We every 10 years after the car was based, or after, I keep saying car, it's not a car. After the kit was pulled, people were asking, "Hey, can you remake it? Can you remake it? It never was really the right time. We just didn't have the resources to make it happen. We were busy and focused on other projects. It just wasn't the right time. 2 years ago, when we had decided to commit to the project, it was the right time. And we actually had committed, and then 6 months in, we pulled the project because Associated had released their four-wheel drive thing. Well, there's no reason having two of them.
Yeah.
And then from the response that we got from everybody is it wasn't really what they did. It was more, it still was not what we did. All the different variations of the car that has been, or of the assembly that's been done over the years is not what we did. It was someone else's take on a four-wheel drive RC10. So this version, the original version, our version, the 410 Legend, is our take on what a four-wheel drive RC10 should be.
Yeah.
And we've done many four-wheel drive cars over the years. We've just done many of them, taking two-wheel cars, making them four-wheel way back in the day. Recently, when we did the SCTE project, and then we did the fifth scale project, we took existing four-wheel cars and did our spin on them to improve their performance and the handling and just make them more into race cars. And, we do what we can for as long as we can, then we move on to the next project.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one, our commitment is we will have parts available after the first initial limited, kits run through for at least 5 years. And it might be longer than that, and we may decide to do a second run of kits if it seems like, there's a need and a demand. So right now we're just feeling this out.
Yeah.
But I think once people get them, that will say everything. Once people actually start running these things. Yeah.
So Jeremy had a question. Are they made in the USA? I understand if not, but hope they are.
Yeah. They're made in our factory in Covina. Every part is machined and manufactured there. The belts are a US-based company. That's the only thing that's outside. The slipper material we buy from a local company, that the Rulon that's used for the slipper. That's all. All of our anodize and plating, everything's done locally. It's all US grade and base materials on the stainless and steels that we use. Our heat treat company's local, or anodized company. The lasering is done by Jesse does all of our lasering. He's a local company and a local guy in RC. So it's us. the label, the sticker, the box, it's all us. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I think that's one thing that makes this special as well. Is it's to me, I get a little personal about this just because I've known you for so long, right? But it's just because you've been doing what you do for so long. You're the innovator of the four-wheel drive. You were doing four-wheel drive before four-wheel drive really ever was, right?
Yep. With the Tamiya-based cars, yeah.
And that's, and I think once people see, I really think the front diff in the car is what's going to separate it apart. I'm just giving my opinion. I know there's some others on here that would as well, but I think that's what's going to separate it apart. But, I didn't really want to get in debate between this and, the Team Associated four-wheel drive. They're two different things. This is a nostalgia kit that, was made back in the day, that the project stopped in 97 after the Worlds. and is just now being, picked back up after 2 years of development and testing. And what says it to me, and I know you keep things close at MIP, but when you have the owner of the company out testing the parts, making sure they are working the way they should be, really, and I know you're on what can be changed, what needs to be changed. That's, to me, so we've had 2 years of that,
Yeah.
Of you doing that. And to me, that says something. I mean, that says that being made in the USA, from somebody that's been in this industry as long as the industry has been around. I'm just kidding, Eustace. Not long after the industry was around, no.
Yeah. No. Well. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this has been what I've done. I'd say like my entire life. When I was a kid, I was 11 years old. I got my first GRV RC car, and I was out in the garage running it, broke it, had to fix it because I couldn't afford to, buy new parts. And I had to come up with creative ways of, making it happen. And I guess some of that talent or skill, whatever you want to call it, just started at an early age. And this is what I've been doing this whole time. I mean, we do manufacture parts for other companies in the industry, for other industries. It's more than just the RC. But right now, RC for at least for the last 10 years, it's probably 85, 90% of the business is our products, what we do.
Yeah.
We don't do a lot for other companies. We still do, but not as much as when we first started. It was at one time it was as much as 50%. Half the business was doing parts for other companies and other industries. And over time, we've just decided, let's stay focused on us.
Yeah.
Stay focused on what we do. And,
Nice. So we got Vegas coming up.
Yep.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be building something special for Vegas. I'm not going to say what it's going to be. It's going to be a 4-wheel drive. It's going to be the 410 Legend, but it's going to be something that's special just for that event.
Nice.
Which I will probably continue to run after that event until I wear it down to nothing. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about this. I'm not, like I say, I'm not every week. I'm running, secretly testing, but also running.
Yeah.
And, just working on the project, getting excited about it. Yeah, I mean, it's on.
Now I want to run the 4-wheel drive class.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying I'm going to beat everybody. I'm going to try. I'm going to be as competitive as I can. I mean, Alex, funny because when Chris called me, the first thing that came to mind was, oh my God, I never could beat him. He's so fast. And I started thinking, wait a minute, all those guys are all fast. I never could beat any of them. So for the record, you know how many races I've actually won?
How many?
I have one national title in 4-wheel drive. One. Then I've won hundreds of probably club races, but as far as like national, regional, worlds, one. I don't think I was even in the top 10 in the worlds. I wasn't. My products were, and our sponsor guys, our team guys were, but I wasn't. So I'm not like the fastest guy, but I know when something is right. I know when something needs an adjustment or a tweak in order for it to perform better. And I think that's been my my contribution, I guess, over the years. When we did have a race team, just listening to them and also making sure that what I saw was able to create that and give them what they needed so they can go out and win. So, but
I think you're gonna see a lot more questions, and you're probably gonna see a lot more feedback once everybody's out there running the kit. And I promise not to give everybody your cell phone number when they call me. Okay.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. They can go to the tech line and send questions through there. That would be better, especially if they want to get an answer, because I will turn my phone off.
Yeah.
I am working every day at the company. My job now is, of course, different than it was, back in the day. But I still do work with everyone. I'm definitely involved with, the engineering team, manufacturing team. in the packaging, just all the departments. I work with Dalton, on all of our, social media, not all of it, but some of the social media stuff and our different channels that we have for sales. So in marketing. So, I'm involved, but my focus right now is just working and focusing on our finances, making sure that, we're solvent and, we're moving in a positive direction and that there's value in what we're doing. So, yeah.
Somebody that, can you see the questions on the screen, Eustace?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. 91 in Michigan at the Nationals. Dude, if that's the Nationals I'm thinking of, we did Michigan, and there was another Nationals or something else going on that was just nearby, and then we went to Canada, and we were there. I was on the road for 3 weeks for that event.
Wow!
During that time, that was exciting. I think it was like maybe there was like a Trinity event, then there was the Nationals, and there was Canada. It was wild. But back in the day, that's what I did. I wasn't married back then. Wait. Maybe I just got married. 91. When did I get married? That's a trick question. I'm not going to answer it.
Be careful. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I had a very similar experience with you when I was young. This kid was 13. I was 12. And I was having some transmission issues, and you handed me an SP1 to put in my car. And I never forget it. I was like the happiest kid in the world back then. And I know you've done so many things similar to this over the years at the tracks.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you back at the tracks. It feels.
I'm wondering the 13-turn motor that I gave him, what brand of motor that was, if it was Trinity or if it was Reedy.
Yeah.
There was maybe a couple other motor guys back then, but I think those were the two motors I ran mainly. Yeah. But my favorite motor back in the day was the 19-turn. That was perfect for 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. It was plenty of power, lots of torque. And I mean, right now I think I'm running a 13-turn in the 410 project. Yeah.
Let me see if we got any. Talked about the limited kit.
It is a limited. We are doing a limited quantity, and when we get to that number where we run out, we're not going to get into the details of what it is. But when we get there, we'll make the decision if we're going to continue to make them based on if there's a demand.
Yeah.
But as far as parts, for everybody that's bought these initial kits, parts will be available for at least 5 years. That won't be a problem.
Right.
Yeah, we'll be able to keep on top of that.
Yeah. So guys, don't hoard the parts.
No, there's not a need for that.
Yeah.
If Eustace even after 5 years, if it seems like there's still groups of people running, the Vengeance class or the 4-wheel drive class, we'll continue to support it for as long as it's needed. We do that with basically almost every product and project, that we've done. I think the SCTE, we probably supported that after we'd stopped, producing those probably a good 5 years after. And to this day, we still get, 1 or 2 people a year that ask us questions about that project and looking for parts. But, the TLR people did their version of, what we did. And when companies do that, we don't, we just back out. There's no reason for 2 companies to do the same thing, especially when it's theirs. So, yeah.
They, it's, I was going to say the part support, I was saying if Eustace is telling us there's going to be part support for 5 years, I feel confident that there's going to be part support for 5 years.
Now the question is, I'm 65. So 5 years from now, I'll be 70. The question is, will I still be around? Yeah.
Yes, you will.
I'm in the gym, roughly, 3 or 4 days a week, golfing 2 or 3 days a week. I'm out there just pushing it and just focusing on me, eating well.
Yeah.
My wife takes good care of me. She's not here right now. I think she's in either Panama or Colombia at a travel event. So she travels a lot, but I'm determined to stick around for as long as possible.
Yes, we want that for sure.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah.
I like it here.
Yeah, I see, Jason's talking.
And, I'll tell you, there's still some projects and some things that we have not done that are, they're still on the list.
Yeah.
On the list. So we'll get to them.
Okay. All right.
We'll get to them.
Any more vintage projects in the background?
Kind of yes and kind of no.
Okay.
Right now with this project release, we're just going to focus on it. The first vintage project we did, we were working with Alberto with the Tamiya diff. Yep. And that project I was just talking with him, the other day. That was released 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're still selling them now. And we're still making parts. We produce things in smaller batches since we do everything in-house. So, we do a batch of those and they sell out. We do another batch, they sell out, do another batch. And this has been going on for 10 years with these things.
You just remind me I need to call Alberto. I hadn't talked to him in forever.
Yeah.
It's probably been a year and a half since I've talked to him.
Yeah, he's a busy guy.
He's
busy, working. He's got a family, home, and he's got plenty of stuff to keep him busy.
Mr. J Rowe in the house. What up, Jay? Are you back from across the pond yet, buddy? I know he was just in Spain.
Yeah. This man travels. Yep. If you're not doing 100,000 miles a year, I don't know. You are everywhere doing it. He definitely is the hardest working man in RC. I mean, he's got just so much going on. Him and his wife are just everywhere, just doing it, running these events, which in all the years I've done this, I've never done a retail store. I don't think we've even had an MIP event. No racetracks. I mean, that's the harder part, the tougher part of the business.
Yeah.
And he's out there doing it every day. So congrats, man.
Tell you what, he is, it's been a long time since I've seen somebody like him in the industry, if not ever. So he's an incredible individual, very smart too.
Yep.
Jason Grimes asked a good question. Does the kit come with a 410 decal sheet?
It does. We did Matt Olson worked with us. He's he has a 3D or he has a new laser printer for making decals. So he did all of our decals. He did the decal sheet. We worked with him on the design, and I think it's just perfect. So yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm jealous because there's others that have them. I had to delay my shipping because I'm right in the middle of moving. I was like,
oh, you know what? I just thought about something. So if you notice, the box art does not have the wheels on it, but the website shows it with wheels. Well, somebody had called us or mentioned, does it come with wheels? And I said, yeah, it comes with wheels. Of course it comes with wheels on the box. Oh, we forgot to put them on the box. So if there's ever another, actually, I think we didn't print that many of them, but the next ones will show it with the wheels. And it does come with wheels. The special, 2-piece wheels that are specifically for the kit.
So I'm going to ask, is there anybody on right now that has already started building their kit? I would almost bet Jake has started building his. He was the first picture I saw posted of one. I almost wonder if he let down there and picked his up from you, Eustace.
No. Nobody's come by the factory. It's pretty quiet there.
Yeah. Let me see. I saw a big question here. Will I be able to use the kit with the new associated 410?
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're asking if they will be able to use this with the new 4-wheel drive associated kit. I do know that there is it won't fit.
I mean, actually, I'd say I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of the parts mix and match. I will say this: if you had a 410 kit back in the day,
yes,
all the parts that are in this new kit, everything is interchangeable.
Wow.
The front transmission assembly, if you have the original front transmission, this will go in. The front steering assembly, the way that we did the bearing assembly for the front steering pieces, the same. The guide system, the rear roller, the rear jack shaft assembly, spindle and carriers. I mean, if you have one of the original kits with the original spindle and carriers, which were not very good because way back in the day, you can actually put those on, and you're ready to go. You can buy the new drives or keep the original drives. Yeah. So that was the other part, was we were doing the kit. We kept that that bespoke kind of nature about it, where guys that had the original and that are buying this, the parts would interchange.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Now Jason Grimes can quit bothering me, asking me for the original parts every other month.
Yep, it's the same belt, the same amount of teeth, same width.
So to kind of answer your question, me and another guy did some measurements the other day, and I don't think the parts are going to interchange with the associated four-wheel drive kit for sure. Different servo mounting positions. I believe the chassis on this car is a little bit longer than that one as well. Just so you know. So I don't know. Now, I don't know that you can take a four-wheel drive car from Associated and modify it for this kit to fit. And just so y'all know too, with this kit, it's not, you're not just going to open the package and everything screw right in. You're going to have to do some work like back in the day. You're going to have to break out the Dremel, and you're going to have to do some work, which is what we did back in, the 80s and the 90s. So
there's 2 holes to drill for the steering.
Yeah.
You need to, and you don't have to shorten the nose plate, cut that extra section off the back. But if you want to move the servo more forward, you need to trim that off.
Yeah.
And then the bulkhead, you need to open it up so that the belt can come through. And the little template that we have has all the information that you need in order to show you how to do that. It also, the way that we did the rear roller assembly, it glues onto the rear bulkhead, and it fits perfectly in that corner where you just dab a glue, just set it on there, let it dry, and you're done.
Okay.
So it's pretty neat.
Now, I do think you would be able to use things like the RC10 rear four-wheel drive rear bulkhead, and maybe even the shock towers that are already cut if you wanted to cheat a little bit. I think that is something that would probably work. I can't say that for certain, but I would think it would.
Is he asking for that, for the speed control and motor, what was used in the original car, or what I'm using?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. If you have pictures, if we could get some detailed pictures of the original car.
Okay, so those are on the website, right there in the 410 section. If you just scroll down, you see that red chassis car that has the Novak speed control and receiver, and the old Saniel batteries, what's left of them. The red batteries. The motor, I don't remember what motor's in there. It could be a 13 turn because back in the day, but then again, it could be 10 turn. I don't know.
If you think about it, one day you're in the office and you want to take a peek, Eustace.
The only thing I'm not sure of is the motor.
Yeah.
Yeah, what turn motor it is. It's a brush motor. It's not brushless. We didn't have that back then.
I think a cool thing would be maybe do a collaboration, Eustace, and do a build off on old school RC and see what kind of kits and certain things we can come up with, because people are going to be posting their builds like crazy. I think it would be a cool deal to, I know a lot of people are going to want to do the original car. I know that. And that's why Jeremy is like, he's one of those builders that everything has to be exact, right?
I think Drew had done one. He had some of the original decals, and it was on that red chassis. The wheels are white. They're not black. And it's interesting because in that ad where it showed the front wheels were black, I don't know if we ever released those wheels. All the wheels are always just either on a natural color. If not, maybe just the very first kits had the black wheels. But right now,
I remember you running black for a short time period.
We'll have yellow and black if guys want different colors.
Somebody asked something about are you going to make any kind of adapter for the front Yokomo wheels?
Why?
I don't know. I guess some people run Yokomo wheels on them.
Okay. Back in the day, there was the square hub for those Yokomo wheels back in the day.
Yeah.
But the 410 kit had its own front wheel. When we did other cars and other setups with the Yokomo wheels, those were ones that were before the 410 Legend. Yeah, actually, those would have been like setups that we were doing in the early 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah. I think you did. I think you did make adapters back in the day. I can't remember.
Yeah, we did. We used to make those aluminum, those square aluminum hubs for the
square
wheels. Yeah. Wow. But never for the 410. The 410 always had its own front wheel, because back then the one-way systems that were designed inside the hub, inside those square hubs for the front wheels that were driven on the standard front axles, and they still had the diff inside.
Right.
But we figured out that all that wasn't necessary, and when we redid when we did our design with the little tiny front transmission, everything that's in there is all you need.
Sweet.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm just looking through questions. Well, I think we already answered the
original.
Work with the world's car. It should work with the world's car, just like any others. Oh, he asked about the black wheels too. You saw that come through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the world's car, if the world car has the full nose plate,
yeah,
the wide arms and the self-transmission for the RC10 self-transmission, which has the smaller diff, then you'll be fine.
So if the nose plate is already cut, does that cause issues? So, for example,
well, there is a nose plate like the ones for the truck. There, after the steering assembly, they kind of have that triangular cut on the back.
Yeah.
You need the section where the holes are for the steering assembly for the 410. Okay. So those plates would be too short. Yokomo had one-way. Yeah, I don't know if Yokomo had one-way hubs or if we just made one-way hubs.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, that was a big deal having those, and when other people didn't, because it gave you that little bit more steering, whatever, being able to hit the brakes and get the car to come around.
So I'm trying. The team car, did it have a full nose plate that wasn't triangular?
The team car has a full nose plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the full nose plate is going to be important then.
In other words.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah, I think they may have released a new one, or something they did in Vegas last year. I think that car, the two-wheel drive car, had a different nose plate. I'm not sure. God, these questions are flowing through here like crazy.
Yeah, Jason's
there's
got
two
like
sets
three
of. There's two. Here's something from Bob Stormer.
Yeah.
Or Custom Works. Oh, I see. They're answering. I see. Wow.
Yeah.
A lot going on here.
Yeah.
And it's so tiny on my phone. Oh, I can barely see.
Well, do you see, like, when I have Jason's question, do you see that on your screen or no?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see that one from Jason.
I'm not surprised about the resurgence of vintage, because it's like that for, in tennis, in golf, in bowling. Any other sport, RC planes, RC helicopters, comic books. The real full-scale cars. Vintage is, we none of us are enjoying getting old, and I think some of our fondest memories are when we were, kids or younger.
Yeah.
And I don't want to let it go. I don't think anybody wants to let it go. It's always nice to still be able to enjoy what we did when we were kids, especially now that we're adults and we can afford to do it. When I first saw the RC10, this idea impact have. I remember my mom gave me an article about Associated when they first did the RC10. The Times did an article on them in their business section, and they were just so surprised that this was an actual business in America, and they were making these toy cars. And they interviewed Gene Hustings, and he was saying, yeah, we sell a lot of cars, but we sell more parts than cars. And that was something that my mom pointed out, because I was doing parts for the car. She said, yeah, so see, this it's like it's going to be a good business. Well, I guess so, but I do more than just this car. I do parts for other things too. But yeah, my parents and my family were a huge inspiration and support in what I do. Yeah.
Do you think the RC10 truly changed RC?
Oh yeah, definitely for cars.
Yeah.
What they did with that design was something that was durable. It was easy to build because all the cars you had to build back then was mainly it was the durability of it and the handling. I mean, just the overall performance. Even the short arm original car, the handling with the little tiny shocks and everything they were amazing.
Yeah.
I remember Ron Paris when when they first came out with the RC10. Ron Paris was one of their team guys. So he would go up on the driver's stand at the Ranch Pit Shop because they had a dirt track back then, and he would drop his RC10 from the driver's stand. He would like pitch it off, land on the ground, and it would just land, and he would take off and run. It was just so amazing. You couldn't do that with any of the cars back then. They would break.
Parts they were fragile.
Yeah. So what they did was they changed everything. They used Roger Curtis's his aerospace background and material background. They just took all of that engineering talent and put it into a little tiny toy car.
Yeah.
So
it really was a lot like a true scale off-road car.
Yeah. And the fact that they invested so much and did all of that injection molding tooling for all those parts and the chassis. I mean, the chassis was incredible. A stamp tub and have it finished the way it was just everything that they did was just truly amazing and just they were just way ahead of their time. But what they did set the I guess they kind of like set the benchmark for where we are today. Yeah, the cars just continually get better. When I'm at the track with the rear motor car, the rear motor cars handle completely different than the mid motor car. The mid motor cars, their tires actually heat up because there's just so much, mechanical traction.
Right.
The rear motor car doesn't have that same mechanical traction. You can't drive it as hard in the corner because your weight, your roll centers are just so much higher. And you can't really change it because with the RC10, you can't start just redialing in all this stuff. It kind of has a fixed geometry. But yeah, I mean, it's fascinating where we've got to now from where we started. But that that's everything. That's every industry, every technology. I mean, like I said, I'm a golf nut, and the clubs and things that that my parents had, which compared to what we have now, there's just no comparison.
You want to answer Jason's third question, or do you think we should shut him down at 2?
The project that I'm most proud of? Wow. I mean, when we did the 5th scale project, and we did so many interesting products and ideas for that type of vehicle. But then again, the SCTE project, and then going back to the, working with Chris Alec back in the day with the trailing arm car, and going back to the Tamiya days, working with those cars and getting those to run, making those heavy duty axles and drives for those back in the day. I mean, it's like saying, which kid is your favorite? Of course, we know which one is, but I've enjoyed every part of this throughout the decades. I mean, what I don't enjoy, I don't do. You can't talk me into doing something just because. It has to be something that I want to do, that's a fit for us, where I think I can really make a difference and really make people happy and put a smile on people's face and give them what they need. So everything has been just a pleasure to do, just fun, exciting, interesting. Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna have to ask Jason.
I'm proud of the people that I've worked with.
Yeah.
Their talent and their skills, and working with my son and his talent, his skill. He works with us at MIP. He works with his own products, which is Be More Bikes, his products for bikes, for mountain bikes, which is different. But I'm really proud of what he's doing, and what we're inventing as a group, at MIP. So yeah, just all of it. No favorites. Proud of everything. Yeah.
Sweet. I'm going to ask Jason to reply back. What is one of the things he learned from you that has helped his business, that has helped J Concepts? Because I know he's got an answer for that. We've talked a little bit about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, dude, you're the original innovator, baby.
Yeah.
I know you don't like it when we say good to kind things. Anything else you got to say? I'm looking over here. We got a lot of funny comments, but I don't see a whole lot.
I'm just real grateful that to have the support that we have from, you know, just thousands of people around the world all these years. And it inspires me, and I'm encouraged to just continue just doing what I'm doing. I'm not doing as much, you know, because I am taking in consideration that it's been a lot, and it's a lot at this point in my life, but I still enjoy it, and I still, you know, love going to events and talking to people and meeting them, and just knowing that I'm working to do something that's, you know, really making people happy. Yeah.
I can tell you this kit has made a lot of people happy. Is the kit is it kind of doing where you want it to be right now, Eustace? Or you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're very conservative the way that we run the business and what we do.
Okay.
But I'm happy with the results that we've had, the amount of sales that we've had, and the responses that we've had. As far as sales, it's interesting because I have not spoken with one person that has built anything yet, or even opened the box.
Oh, really? That's what I was trying
to
see if anybody's opened it yet.
Yeah, but we just started shipping, you know, a few days ago, so it's going to be, you know, people that are local. But I'm confident, most products that we've done, just like when we did the SCTE project, the performance package, that was probably 100 little bits and pieces in a bag. This is like 80 little pieces in a box. That people are going to be real happy and satisfied with what we've done.
Yeah.
And the instructions are really good. You know, we spent a lot of time getting the instructions just right. And we're going to continue, you know, to support the community and update the instructions and update information, and just, you know, just be there for them, which I think is what our job and responsibility is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know you and I talked a little bit on the phone the other day, but the instruction manual does not come in the kit. You had to scan a code, and it's going to pull it up digitally
it's digital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes it easy to be able to keep innovating and making changes if changes need to be made and so forth.
Yeah.
So
we're not planning on bringing any other vintage MIP things back. We're just going to, you know, focus on this 410 project. We have the diff that we've done for the Tamaya, which like I said, it's been 10 years, and we've made little tiny tweaks to it just to improve, you know, the overall durability or consistency of it, or precision, longevity, but not at this time that I want to talk about.
Heard. I mean, it took a while, you know, turning your arm, you know, and you getting to a point, which I know why you waited. I mean, you got to have cars to put them on, right? I mean, and
yeah,
you know, with Associated doing what they're doing.
Interesting enough, that wasn't really the concern, because there are literally, I'm not gonna say millions, but there are
a lot,
thousands of RC10s out there just sitting there, thousands.
Yes.
So yeah, people building 410s even, you know, 20 years ago would not have been a problem, not at all.
Yeah.
But I think where we are now with the actual, you know, original company, you know, Associated supporting the RC10 and what they're doing, you know, that made it a lot easier, you know.
Well, I mean, the key is, you know, you could get the parts. They were just going to cost you, you know, a kidney or you know, an arm or a leg or a toe or a pinky or something.
Well, you know, bringing things back from the past is it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. From a financial standpoint.
Yeah.
I think even with Associate, I think it's all new tooling.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. As a matter of fact, it has to be, because they didn't even do it. They did everything here.
Yeah.
This new thing is not done here. So
yeah, all the associated molds are gone. I mean, there's rumors that somebody else has them and all that, but my understanding, they've been shattered and broke for many, many years.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe they did show it. Maybe somebody stole them a long time ago and they're just resurfacing. Who knows?
Yeah. Well,
you never know.
They're a little late, because they've already got it covered.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, it's a lot easier to make molds now than it was back in the day, right? You can make molds for short runs. You can do.
Well, let's clarify that.
Okay.
It's easier to have it done, and a lot of it's done overseas now, and it's cheaper comparatively from what it was back in the day, because things are being done overseas. But we never did any tools overseas. All of our stuff was always done here.
Right.
And it was done that way deliberately and purposely. And also, because of my background in mold making and mold design, injection molding and materials, it made sense for us, to do everything in house. It does take a little longer. It's a different, it's a little bit different than just calling somebody up and say, hey, or sending them a drawing saying, make this. But it gives us the satisfaction of we're getting exactly what we want, and having the level of control that we believe helps us to be successful in what we're doing. Yeah.
Yes. Inspiring comment from Daniel McDade.
Yeah.
Do you know who Daniel is?
No.
Dragon.
I'm looking at the picture, and I probably haven't seen you in 100 years. So you have the beard and everything. Or maybe you were a little kid back then. I don't know.
So Daniel runs Dragon Punch RC. He
okay. I know that company.
Yeah. So they stand very strongly on only made in the USA as well. He's kind of taken, some of your, the things you've done, the way you've done them. It's not like making your products, you know what I mean? But he's,
whatever people have done in the past, and if long as they had results from it and success, and it was worth it, then fine. It's all good. And Daniel, I apologize. I'm not very good with names, more so with faces. But with Guy, when I haven't seen somebody in a while, they have a beard and all. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've heard good things about them. And we were just talking about their company the other day for some of the social media stuff that they've been doing. But yeah, so
yeah, they did a very proud post. We're not going to talk about it right now, but
it's nice to have developed a reputation and I guess just a following of customers and supporters that just believe in what we're doing and recognize that this is what we do.
Yeah.
This is it. Yeah. This isn't just a part-time thing, it's a full-time thing, and it's focused, it's dedicated. And oddly enough, I'm at home right now, and there's no RC stuff in my home. I've always focused on having it at the factory, working at the factory. I mean, I work at home sometimes, but I mainly work at the factory so I can have everything at my disposal to do what I have to do. Yeah, so my thing.
Neon pink, Eustace.
Oh boy. I think Drew did I think he did one of those. I remember that used to be my color back in the day.
Yeah.
Like neon pink, black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be cool, Eustace.
I'm going to stick with the fluorescent, with the green color that we have, the green yellow MIP color that we have in black and white. That's enough.
Oh, it's funny. We give people what they want, and they always want more. You know what I mean?
Hopefully,
that's the way the society works.
If you do a good job, if it's good, then then they'll want it. So, and that's what we're here for, is to just do our best at that.
This is a funny question. You have to know Mark Camling to understand this question, but
lightweight.
Lightweight. I don't know. Are there more lightweight tools than MIP?
Somebody else had mentioned that. Because they are heavy. They are heavy.
Yeah.
Somebody else, because I know my tool bag. It's full. It's pretty heavy. Somebody else had mentioned that. No, it's not going to happen. No,
you hear that right there, Mark.
You can core out the handles, or maybe do an aluminum, insert. I mean, no, it's not. It's just not going to happen. No.
Drill holes in them, like we did the RC10s back in the day.
We recently made a change to the tools, where we went with the black and the colors and the lasering.
Yeah.
That's it. That's after 25 years. That's what we've done. We're not changing anything.
Yeah.
Goodness. It's a lot. Yeah. But thanks for asking.
All right. I think Jason answered my question. Let's see here. We'll look at it and we'll end with that. It's funny how you set time.
Oh yeah, we're an hour 15.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I got to make dinner. I don't know what I'm having tonight. I think something with vegetables. I don't know what it's going to be.
I can't get my computer to work. There we go. Here we go.
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Jason.
I always remember whenever I'm working with a customer what it's like to be a customer, because I'm a customer for things too. Yeah. So I just try to treat people fairly and just respectfully and just I've had people screaming at me, especially over the phone. I just let them scream, let them yell. It's okay, it's fine. Now, how can I help you? You need a hug? But how can I help you? Because I didn't start my day to ruin your day. Yeah. I don't do this, to take something from you. I do this to give something to you. So I just try to stay focused there. Yeah. Even when it's difficult. Yeah.
Here's a big one. Eustace, thank you for not just bringing back a kit. You're bringing back dreams that many of us never had the chance to fulfill. I'll proudly build one as a tribute to your legacy, one 410 to enjoy and run it, and keep one kit sealed as a piece of RC history. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Cool. Appreciate that. And what we have released is designed, produced, and manufactured for racing.
Racing, baby.
Racing. If you want to put it on the shelf, that's fine too. If you want to leave it in the box, that's cool. If I see you at Vegas and you bring a box to sign, I'll be more than happy to sign it, initial it. Yeah. And just I mean, I'm sometimes it gets a little overwhelming, but it's I'm just really, really happy to have this opportunity to do what I do, and have it accepted and utilized by people.
Yeah, we thank you, sir. Well, I know Eustace is going to make dinner, guys. I'll try to. Was awesome. I've got to finish packing. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time, and I want to show you guys. Y'all are gonna think I'm freaking crazy.
A wave so I can that clock just stays there. Yeah, yes it does. Trying to move it around, it's not working. Oh well. I can't see you. I can only see me. And the clock.
I'm showing everybody all the boxes.
Yep.
This is all RC. It's all the original MIP 410 kits that I've been hoarding over the years.
You and Mike Kirby. Kirby has everything. I was shocked how much stuff he had. He has everything.
Oh, he does. I mean, he's bought my collection like 3 different times, I think. So yeah, he's got everything. Eventually, I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to start his own vintage empire.
Yep.
So, but Eustace, thank you so much.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart for not only bringing this kit back, but being a friend, a mentor. I call you my RC dad. You and Jason are the 2 that kind of help me restabilize when I start getting a little wonky on things.
Cool.
And Christy loves it that you are honest with me. Likely if you
I don't mind losing friends because of reality.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
Doesn't bother me a bit. I'm not your friend anymore because good. Now you can go work on you.
But Christy will be sitting there listening to our conversations sometimes, and she'll go, "See, I've already told you what Eustace just said." But I look forward to see you in Vegas. I wish I could see you before then, but we're going to blink and it's going to be Vegas. I know.
I have some other trips planned around it, and at the same time, I want to. Hey, I got to talk to you about some other stuff because I might be going to Atlanta for a couple of weeks in about a month or so. And I wanted to take my stuff with me to run down there, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes, give me a holler.
All right, man.
But thank you. You're seeing the comments, but I really appreciate you believing enough in the community to make this happen, and we appreciate you very much. And you will always have the support of this community for certain. So, and all the community, everybody loves Eustace in MIP. So, but I hope you have a great dinner. I'm gonna go pull stuff out of the attic, which I really don't want to do. And
well, be careful up there.
Yeah. I don't need to fall through or anything crazy, right?
No.
All right, guys, we'll try to go back through on the questions we did not get answered. I'll try to go back through and see if I can, send Eustace a list and get an answer. But I think you may be able to see. Yeah, it'd be cool to get you the ones we have not answered. Maybe I can send over to you so we can try to get some replies to these folks.
Yeah, you can email them to me. Don't text them. Definitely email them to me. And like when I'm sitting here just relaxing in the evening and just typing away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Awesome, buddy. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone. Take care.